Good Thursday morning, everyone. Just the other day, we were talking about dice and as a divinatory tool, and remember I said that the opposite sides of a standard die always add to seven. So there's four there, so the opposite should be three, and how that sort of sets up and attunes the die, a cubical die, with the forces of polarity or the descent of consciousness into the realm of where duality has some kind of objective meaning. But it's the source of all randomly developed divinatory techniques. But I wanted to show you something. I don't talk about geomancy uh, in the Book of Ordinary Oracles, but I ran across these, or these are I made these. Okay, I made them out of that kind of clay that you can buy and then just cook it in the oven. That kind of clay. So I did a die that has one uh, one dot on one side, and the opposite side just has two. Let's see, like that. Okay. Okay. And four of those, I made four of them so that I could cast, with one throw of these die, a geomantic figure. Uh, so, talk about a homemade oracle. My homemade dies there. Also, we'll be using the dice for the Mark Twain Oracle. Oh, here's that's our Oracle for today from the Mark Twain Oracle. Wow. But anyway, today we're on playing cards. Okay. Chapter 7, Playing Card Tarot and the Solitaire Oracle from the Book of Ordinary Oracles. And our random oracle from the book today is, it says, watch your step. They're watching. I hope you're watching anyway. It looks like you are. The epigram is from Rabbi Lamed Ben Clifford, one of my favorite mystic superheroes. Did the tarot come from playing cards, or did playing cards come from the tarot? Yes. Rabbi Lamed Ben Clifford. Most of us have at least one deck of playing cards laying around the house. If you don't already own one, you can pick up a deck at any supermarket, drugstore, or convenience store for about $3. If you can't do that, I'll show you later in this chapter how to draw playing cards using dice. Playing cards are perhaps the most common oracular device in the world and one of the gypsy fortune tellers' classic oracles of choice. They're also used in a number of other popular prophetic games, including a favorite of the DuQuette family, Gong Hee Fat Choi. To say that there are similarities between playing cards and tarot cards would be a monumental understatement. In fact, scholars continue to debate which came first. I believe both schools of thought are at least partially correct. The standard 78-card tarot deck appears to be a combination of the cards of two games that were very popular in northern Italy in the first half of the 15th century. Carte di Trifoni, Cards of the Triumph, which was eventually called Taruki, and a Turkish card game called Memluk, which according to some sources found its way to Europe in the 1370s. Talruki gave tarot the 22 trump cards of the major arcana. These cards display the characters and image most of us think when we hear the word tarot: the Fool, the High Priestess, Wheel of Fortune, Death, etc. See Chapter 12. The only tarot trump that remains in the deck of modern playing cards is the Fool, now known as the Joker. I'll discuss trumps further in chapters 8 and 9. The Mamluk cards are essentially identical to a deck of modern playing cards. According to some authorities, Mamluk gave us 52 of the 56 cards of its minor arcana, the non-trump tarot cards. Like a deck of modern playing cards, Mamluk had 4 suits, polo sticks, cups, swords, and coins. In modern playing cards, they have become clubs, hearts, spades, and diamonds. Mamluk had 3 court cards: a sultan, or a king, a viceroy, and second deputy. These incarnated in modern playing cards as king, queen, and jack. Mamluk had 10 pip cards, 1 through 10 for each suit. This arrangement mirrors almost exactly the minor arcana of the tarot, which has 4 suits, wands, cups, swords, and discs, and 10 numbered pip cards for each suit. Tarot, however, has 4 royal or court cards for each suit: king, sometimes called knight, queen, prince, and princess, sometimes called page. In a classic tarot reading, the 56 cards of the minor arcana, the court cards and pips, play a very important divinatory role. The 40 pip cards represent the very nuts and bolts of everyday human life: love and romance, business, money, conflicts, victories, changes, successes, or failure. The court cards, while having situational meanings, also represent real people in certain contexts. It's from these cards that you're most likely to find understandable, straightforward answers to your divinatory questions. In fact, many professional tarot readers work with spreads that employ the cards of the minor arcana exclusively. The point I'm trying to drive home is that the minor arcana of the tarot is one of those nearly perfect things that I talked about in Chapter 2, that can, under the right circumstances, serve as a powerful oracle. Anyone familiar with the sublime spiritual science art known as Kabbalah can tell you precisely why these cards are so nearly perfect. And the 4 divisions of the 4 suits represent the 4 divisions of existence, the Kabbalistic worlds, and the 4 divisions of the human soul. These 4 divisions are further expressed by the famous Kabbalistic schematic, the Tree of Life, with its 10 emanations of consciousness. And well, I think you get the picture. You have heavy mathematical and Kabbalistic perfection in your hands when you hold the cards of Tarot's minor arcana, and in structure at least, a deck of modern playing cards nearly approaches that perfection. Playing cards may not be as complete or as sublimely beautiful as the colorful deck of tarot cards, but used with sincerity and skill, they're potentially the most powerful oracular instrument you have laying around the house. Well, I'm sure lots of us have tarot cards and other things, but most people, most normal people have at least a deck of tarot cards laying around the house. Not that we're not normal. Before we talk about the divinatory meanings of the individual cards and learn a couple ways to read them, let's talk briefly about the general meanings of the four suits and the card that represents you, the significator. So, my nose itches this morning because it's just so dry and cold out there. The four suits. It's very easy to see the four suits of playing cards, clubs, hearts, spades, and diamonds, reflected in their tarot counterparts, wands, cups, swords, and discs, or coins. A wand is a wooden stick, and so is a club. A loving cup is a romantic symbol of matters of the heart. The Italian word for sword is spada, spade. And the disc or coin, symbol of material matters, finds a perfect material expression in the playing cards as the suit of diamonds. Moreover, their general divinatory meanings are the same. Like a monarch's scepter, clubs represent matters of control, the will, business, and constructive enterprises. Hearts represent matters of the heart, emotions, love, romance. That's why I put that Joan Baez song up on my Facebook page this morning. To the Queen of Hearts is the ace of sorrow. If you didn't find that, it's probably my posting just below this little video this morning. Spades concern the intellect in matters of the mind and often indicate conflict, frustration, and quarreling. Diamonds concern all things material, money, property, labor, etc. Another fundamental way of thinking about the four suits is by attributing them to the four elements of the ancients. Clubs, wands, are fire. Hearts, cups, are water. Spades, swords, are air. And diamonds, discs, are earth. But you don't have to delve too deeply into the mechanics that dictate the meanings of the cards if you don't want to, because I've thoughtfully supplied the general divinatory meanings of the cards in the pages that follow. Don't worry, I've done all the work for you. Once you settle on which spread you'd like to use, you'll be ready to go. Okay, briefly we'll talk about the significator. The significator is the card that represents you when you read for yourself, or the querist. I wanted to use the word querent, okay? But for some reason, my publisher or my editor said, no, the word querist is more proper. I still say querent, so there. Usually the significator, or the querent is the person for whom you are reading. Usually the significator is the royal card that represents your birthday or the birthday of the querist. In each of the royal cards follows the tarot tradition and rules particular to the 30-degree period in that year. So each one of us is represented by one of the 12 royal cards. In addition to that, each of the pip cards, except for the 4 aces, which are treated differently, each of the 4 pip cards represents a particular 10-degree period in the year. So in a very real sense, each of us has 2 birthday cards, one royal card, and one pip card. Can you see how this information might come in handy in a fortune-telling session? Okay, my significator royal card or court card in tarot is the Queen of Cups. So I would be in a playing card oracle. My significator would be the Queen of Hearts. And my small card, my pip card, birthday card in tarot is the Three of Cups. So my small card, playing card oracle would be, or my birthday card would be the Three of Cups. So I'm the Queen of Cups and the Three of Cups. It is most common, however, to use your royal card as the significator, to be especially aware of your pip card if it shows up in a spread. Confused? Don't be. Just find your birthday on table 2. I'll post something that shows what table 2 is soon. Just find your birthday in table 2 and discover your royal and pip card significators. See page 66. See, you really do want to have this book. You may wish to write your name on the card itself so you won't forget. You can do the same with the cards that represent birthdays of friends, relatives, or others who may have something to do with your questions. As a matter of fact, to help you remember the meanings, you may wish to write any or all of the following information on the playing cards themselves. After working regularly with this marked deck, the attributes will start to sink in and you can throw it away and use a fresh deck. Splurge. They're cheap. Okay, that's where we're going to stop today because the chapter is a little longer. And tomorrow we'll pick up with how it works. And I'll try to post the dates for your significator and stuff. Now, for the Tarot Ceremonial Magic, all of that information is written right on the cards themselves. And I've made it, I will post this little chart, hopefully, on my Facebook page. And that way you can look up your birthday and find out your court card and this small card. So don't worry your pretty little heads. I've done all the work for you. Anyway, I've got to put on my mask and go back out into the world and take Constance to the health food store at the moment to do our adventurous shopping on Thursday. Anyway, I hope you have a good rest of the day. Continue to be good to yourself and be good to each other. For our friends on the East Coast who are snowed in, it's a good day to get cozy and don't go out in this terrible blizzard. But don't go out anyway if you can. And all of our friends in the Bay Area, I understand today that you're under a stay-at-home order even. So a perfect day to cuddle up with a nice book. And if you don't want to go to if you want one of my books and you can't get to the store, but you got a Kindle, most of them are on Kindle. And the Chicken Kabbalah, as I will be want to remind you, is now on audiobook. And you can get that, just go to Amazon's audiobook, and you can order the Chicken Kabbalah that you can just Listen to the good rabbi. Okay. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Love is the law, love under will.